Hello, my crafty friends. It's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. Today I'm using some layering dies, the new release from Altenew. So again, I just really just fell in love with the nesting slim labels, which was screaming slimline card to me. So again, here's kind of the set, and I use that larger one to create the front of the card. I also use the Lovely Daisies die cut set. So I cut all of the daisies out of watercolor paper because I wanted to add some texture and dimension there. So what I did was I pulled the negative space there, the template, and I'm inserting all of the edges of the floral into the template so that I can then watercolor them. And I'm using colors from the Tropical Watercolor brush set. So this is turquoise. So I'm just kind of adding the color in here. Gonna paint on the outside here or on the edges. So I've already selected which two flowers I want to do with this technique. And so then I'm gonna spritz some water on my craft sheet, and I'm just gonna grab a brush and I'm just watering down to even out the color there on the edges and to make sure that the edges of the pieces get completely covered. So now I'm using purple wine from the same set, so just kind of coloring it in. I'm definitely a cool colors girl. And then again using the water brush. And I decided that I wanted to do a flicking motion to add kind of texture to the bases. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure I started from beneath the floral center. So I just took a small pencil and outlined those so that I would know where I needed to start from. And as you can see, I'm just using the brushes to flick the color out, and it kind of makes it look like petals, and it gives it dimension. So I'll pop the base out or the bottom out here and show you exactly. Yeah, there we go. And I'm doing the same thing with the leaves. So again, I'm putting the leaf base back in the template, and I used lime on the bottom and sweet leaf for the details. And this all came out of, again, the Tropical water brush set from Altenew. So again, just, coloring them all in. And again, you can be very messy with this because the, the cutouts are within the openings there. So it you don't have to be precise. You don't have to hold little pieces. And so I'll add the water just the same as I did with the base or with the flowers. So again, just kind of watering it out, making sure I get good coverage. And then I did the same with the top piece using the sweet leaf. And so here are kind of all my pieces here. So I just need to, assemble them, glue them all together. So I did that first before working on the actual card. Now it's time to do the base. And you can see there I've got texture on that base. What I ended up doing was dry embossing the largest nesting slim label with the Floral Mandala stencil. It's probably one of the only ones I own that's big enough to cover this. So again, I dry embossed it, and now I've got it on my magnetic board, and I am ink blending turquoise ink over the top of it. I just thought this was such a cool look. You'll see me kind of playing with the yellow tape there. I was thinking about not coloring the edges since they ended up to look a little bit different size-wise, but I decided in the end we'll just go ahead and color the entire base. See, here's where I was thinking about blocking it, but then I decided, let's just go ahead and color it in. So I have added the ink to the entire base. So you can see that texture there and that color. I really like this technique. So here's my slimline card base, and I am attaching that label to the center, and I did pop it up with 2 additional layers of cardstock. And now we're going to start working on those flowers. So you can see I've got the I'm adding the petals on there, and then we'll go ahead and add the centerpiece. I just thought these turned out really cool. I was very happy with the flicking technique. So again, just kind of making sure everything's all attached and layered well. And then I'll do the same thing with the green leaves. I'm just using a glue pen here. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera. I just thought these colors were cool, just very bright. I love bright colors, and especially here in the Midwest, we're going into winter, so it's going to be more gray. So anything I can do with bright colors just make my day. All right, so now it's time to stamp the sentiment. So I pulled the You're So Special from the Inked Lotus stamp set. I just really like the font on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and insert, again, the label back into that template. And I'll stamp it with my black obsidian ink. So I like the way that turned out there. And then I ended up layering that with, I think, 3 additional labels to attach to the front, and that's going to go right there in the center. So again, there's kind of how I'm going to put my flowers on there. So there I'm adding a couple of additional layers on there. So let's go ahead and attach the flowers, and using that glue pen again. And I wanted them to kind of alternate colors, so that's what you see me doing here. And then I'll put that purple wine one on top. And then I was trying to use a different floral stem here, but then I decided, I don't like the way that angles, so I ended up pulling that off and adding the single leaf to that. You'll see that in the end. There you go. See, I swapped it out. So there I am, just kind of adding that right flower and right leaves on there. And then we'll go ahead and add this to the center. And then in the end, I did end up adding a few coordinating Altenew enamel dots. So you'll see that here. So again, this is Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and I'm so glad you joined me today. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Would love to have you subscribe. I am on Instagram, Blogger, Facebook, and YouTube. So please take a moment and subscribe to my channels. Have a great day.